So if you do not know who that is, go talk to your parents. They probably do. And they don't know who that is. That is Kevin Smith, director of such comedy classics as Clerks 1, 2, and 3, all the Jay and Silent Bobs, Chasing Amy, and a very, 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 very awesome poop monster. But seriously, if you don't know who Kevin Smith is, please go check him out. Check out all of his movies. They all deserve watching. Jay Muse himself does stream here on Twitch. For those that are watching on YouTube, he does stream here on Twitch. He usually plays some Fortnite or some COD. Just to give him, his little streaming shout out. And you can go follow him and all that stuff like that. Anyway, so everybody be doing some anger, something like that, reacting. I'm gonna do something a little different today. We're gonna do what I'm gonna start calling motivational reacting. So yeah, let's get to it and watch one of the best directors ever give us some advice on life and how to arch and maybe some things we might take to help to achieve our own dreams.
I stand before you
And I'll turn it
on
down.
Big Think as the first to stand. Kids, all my energy is delivered this way. So I asked the good folks, I was like, can I stand? Yeah. And here we are. So let's go on the journey together, on our feet. I feel in order to get to where you're going requires a reasonable amount of unreasonability. Not like,
Okay.
hey man, I'm gonna jump off a building and fly without the aid of a jetpack. That's unreasonable unreasonability. Reasonable amount is just like, why not me? Hey kids, my name's Kevin Smith. Started
Sup,
in
Kevin?
1994 with a little motion picture named Clerks, and that's how
Clerks.
people came to know me, was as a writer-director. Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma, Jane
Dogma.
Silent Bob,
Oh my
Strike
God,
Back,
there's his
Jersey
name.
Girl, Cop Out,
Jersey
Red
Girl.
State,
Yep.
Tusk. The list goes on, kids. I've got
I've never seen
16
Tux.
movies. I'm heading toward
I've
my
never seen
17th.
Tux. That's
So
a shame.
Mostly my
I gotta
career,
make
I've been
a-
a filmmaker, but somewhere along the line, I
I
decided
gotta make it a
to just
point to
become
go see
myself
to get
for a
eventually see
living
Tux.
professionally. So my real title is Professional Kevin Smith.
I am professional Lumpy Shinobi.
Everybody, mostly everybody except people who are born rich, everybody has had a shitty job. And that's what Clerks is about. Having a job you
Literally
hate
talked
so
about
much
this
that
right
you
before
do
this. I started.
anything else at the job to
I
forget
started
about the
recording this
fact that
video.
you're there to work.
This guy's going through all the eggs. Look. This has been going on for 20 minutes now.
At the end of the day, there's always going to be some job you don't want that you can take. I'd rather die trying to do something I love doing and hope it works out.
I think that's one of the beauties of Clerks. I think, okay, and not trying to, review his movie that's been out for years upon years, but me personally, I love watching Clerks because it's about, is about two peeps that are at their job. They happen to be somewhat friends, more like they know each other, co-workers, but they're friends also. And it's just like the weird things that people don't believing that you see at your job. the things that people don't be see, they see what they want to see. You sometimes you go into a grocery store and there was that person that would just be over like the meat for like 20 minutes just staring at the meat, and you're just like, and the only reason you notice this person is because they're still there from the time you went all the way back to the milk section to all the time you walk back to the section because you forgot like some chips or something or whatever, and they're still the same person there. Like sometimes they'll be touching the meat, sometimes they'll be just like looking at the labels, okay? And these weird things do be happening, okay? They so do. It's just we are so into ourselves that we don't see it. Because we're there for our stuff, like the food we like and stuff like that. But when you start looking around you, you start noticing these weird things.
Out, then just kind of commit to that right away. So I always had a piece of me that felt like the risk's worth taking. Why not try to make your dreams come true?
I'm loving that he's wearing a dogma shirt too.
About movies. I'd seen
I want that shirt actually.
Called Slacker, written and directed by Richard Linklater, and he was a filmmaker working in Austin, Texas. I did not realize that Austin, Texas, where Slacker was made, was the capital of Texas. All I heard was this kid made a movie in Texas, in Nowheresville, Texas, and it worked out. Well, maybe I can make a movie.
Oh, he's wearing a Moobsy shirt.
New Jersey. I've said.
I mean, a Moobsy pin right here. Hold. Oh my God, he's wearing a Moobsy pin. Oh, I want that. I don't even know where I wear it. I have no idea where I would wear it, but I want it. I want it so bad.
Working all the time. I've never seen a movie made in a convenience store before. Maybe that could be my thing. After I made the flick, right, I make Clerks, and I make it on credit card, $27,575, and I was steamrolling toward this one event, not Sundance. It is called the IFFM, the Independent Feature Film Marketplace. The idea of the marketplace is you fill it with as many potential buyers or press as possible to see the movie. It's not a film festival, it's a marketplace about sales. We go, and the only people in the audience at the Angelica Film Center are me and the cast and crew. So 10 of us, and we all worked on the movie. And the first 10 minutes of watching my movie on the big screen, this was the thought process. My God, why did I do this? Why does everyone look so terrible? This movie looks like it was shot through a glass of milk. Why won't they stop cursing? What was I thinking? I had a kind of breakdown in the moment in the theater. About 15 minutes into the movie, I cognitively reframed it. And I was like, you know what? 2.5 years ago, you were sitting in this movie theater watching Richard Linklater's Slacker, and you had no vision of being a filmmaker. And here you are 2.5 years later, and you're watching your own movie in this theater. And yeah, it didn't fill up the way you hoped, but you did it. So this costs money that you don't have. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to go get another job. Mm-hmm. If you have to, you're going to get a third job. You'll get another job if you have to, so that you pay off this credit card debt. And then when you pay off that debt, you're going to do this one more time before you leave this world. Because did you know who you were for the first time in your life when you were standing on that set? You knew exactly who you were supposed to be. Your whole life prior to that, it's been a mystery. And then, bam, just like that, everything became crystal clear.
Okay, let's pause it right here. Okay. Honestly, and I know people can say this is another thing. People sometimes ask me, why do I still stream to this day? Honestly, I love this in a weird way. Like, when I first started streaming, obviously I'm nervous. You know what I'm saying? I have like the shittiest of mics. I'm literally streaming from my console. I'm literally streaming from my console. I'm streaming fucking Destiny 2, which at this point had been out for like 3 days so far. I've tried my best not to, not to watch people playing Destiny 2, seeing what they're saying about it, but also I'm eager to fucking play Destiny 2. And then I get this fucking great news through my local news that a hurricane is coming. And honestly, I start thinking, okay, maybe this is the universe saying, Lumpy, you're not meant to do this. You're not meant to do this. But in that, like, as I was telling myself that, I was like, but I bought this game. I bought this game not just to buy the game, because I was going to buy the game anyway, but I really wanted to stream, like my favorite streamers at the current time were streaming. They were streaming this game because this was the game that was hyped, because Destiny 1 ended with a nice little blast and stuff like that, and Kingsfall was still You know, a raid I watched all the time, and I watched, you know, World's First and stuff like that. And I wanted to be a Destiny player. I wanted to say, oh, I'm a Destiny player too. And not only that, I'm a Destiny streamer. And I know I've said this before, but I did. I streamed the day that Hurricane came, and I literally said, I'm going to stream until my power goes out. And that's exactly what I did. And I felt, I have to say, playing the opening sequence, it wasn't the rush of playing a game for the first time that I was feeling. It was a rush of streaming. It was the rush of having my Kinect attached to my Xbox, and I'm streaming on Twitch, and I see I'm streaming on Twitch through my mother's, or through the crappy laptop that we have, because I'm doing this from my room. And it is the fact that I know that I'm live and I'm actually playing this game. I'm doing exactly what I said I was going to do. It was just a rush. It was just, and honestly, that rush is why I always come back to streaming, even if it's like been like a month or two. I try not to stay away from streaming for too long, but you know, and I'm not saying you need to keep going or nothing like that if you don't want to. I feel like you kind of need that rush with anything that you are pursuing in your life. Do I want to be? Honestly, my biggest hope is to be like mid-tier streamer. Maybe like, I would love like 500 viewers a stream. And if I reach that tippy top, that'd be great. that is my tippy top. Oh my god, I can't believe I actually got this far goal at this current moment in time. Will I get there? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? One day, for some odd reason, a huge ass raid comes through, or I don't know, someone sees me, it's like, or somebody lurks in the channel one day and just like, you know what, I love this guy. Let me follow him, and I don't even know that they're like a big old streamer, and then one day they decide to, you know, raid me or whatever, or tell their friends, or who knows what could happen. And isn't that the beauty of it? The chaos is somewhat of the beauty, because I don't know what could happen. A lot of things could happen. Or one day I could just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm done, I'm just gonna be a truck driver for the rest of my life. But my heart hasn't gone that far yet. I still love it too much. I still like making content and finding out the new things content is going through. Like, if you would have told me 5 years ago that TikTok, that YouTube basically had a vertical video thing, I would have been like, no it doesn't. No it doesn't, but it does. It does now. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty. Sometimes you gotta push yourself even when it doesn't look like the best. Okay, like the best situation to go through at the current moment. Okay. Yeah, get that other job. Get that other job to help pursue it and stuff like that. But at least give it a chance, is what I'm saying. Whatever your goals are, give it like a solid chance. Give it a solid chance. It might actually turn out more better than you thought it was. It might be the thing you've been wanting for the longest, honestly.
Don't sell out on this just because it didn't work the way you wanted it to.
Exactly.
Remember that feeling of finally knowing who you are, and get back to that feeling one day. It may cost time and it may cost money, but get back to that. That was the most gratifying thing you've ever felt in this lifetime.
Always. That feeling of something that you love, and yet you're doing it. It might have its cons, but them pros, they so outweigh the cons. Even even in the heart. Even in the heart.
Somebody said you should take this movie to Sundance, and we submitted it. It got picked up for Sundance, one of 16 movies of 400 that were submitted. Miramax bought it. Suddenly I went from being a guy who worked in a convenience store who made a movie to having a career in film. I got to pay off that debt. I didn't have to worry about that. That was 31 years ago. My parents, when I was heading toward film, they were like, what's your backup? You know, because parents care, and they feel like the field that I was heading toward was one that success was never going to be guaranteed, and in the case of their idiot son, probably wasn't even going to happen. But having a reasonable amount of unreasonability allowed me to be like, well, I understand, reasonably speaking, that a lot of people don't bet on themselves and make a movie, even though they've never made one before. But I got a reasonable amount of unreasonability here. And so I pursued a career of extended adolescence because, I'll be honest with you kids, one day you die screaming like my father did. You might as well go for it. You might as well do the thing that you dream about doing, for heaven's sake.
Thanks, Kevin. This has been great. We'd love to take some portraits of you. Can we do some portraits standing, and then would you mind sitting for a couple portraits?
No, I don't want to sit, but I'll totally stand for as many portraits as you want. I'm getting my steps in. And while I was doing this, I hit
See?
10,000.
Yeah, getting the steps in. Alright. You know, bigthink.com. They also have a YouTube. Don't worry. The link to the release of this video will be down in the descriptions. Yeah. Fucking go for it. If you can do it in some way possible, either very soon or right now, plan to go for it. No, don't plan. Go for it. Go for it. Okay? Go for it. At least you can say you tried. Okay? I'd rather say I tried than I did nothing at all. Okay? Go for it. Just like the man said. Go for it.